Have you ever wondered how prepared you are for water-related disasters? It's a question that might not cross your mind every day, but the truth is, water can be an incredibly powerful force of nature. From the slow creep of inland floods to the rapid devastation of flash floods, river floods, and coastal floods, water has the potential to reshape our world in an instant. And let's not forget the towering waves of tsunamis or the relentless surge of a hurricane. Our world is, after all, 70% water. That's a lot of potential for water-related disasters. But fear not, for knowledge is power. Understanding the risks posed by these disasters is the first step in being prepared. From knowing your flood zone to having a plan for when disaster strikes, preparedness can mean the difference between triumph and tragedy. In the next few minutes, we will explore various types of water disasters and how to prepare for them. Floods come in many forms, each with its unique characteristics and dangers. Let's dive into the murky waters of this topic to understand these different types better. First up, we have inland floods. These occur when excessive rain or snow melt can't be absorbed into the ground quickly enough. Inland floods can last for days or even weeks, submerging houses, roads, and vast swaths of land. The best way to prepare for an inland flood is to stay informed about weather updates and have an evacuation plan ready. Next, we have flash floods. These are the sprinters of the flood world, happening with little to no warning, usually due to heavy rain or dam breaks. Flash floods are incredibly dangerous as they can sweep away everything in their path. Preparation for a flash flood involves staying vigilant about weather alerts and being ready to move to higher ground at a moment's notice. River floods take the stage when a river's flow exceeds its capacity, typically due to excessive rain or melting snow. The overflowing water then floods adjacent low-lying areas. River floods can be slow or fast-rising, but either way, they're destructive. If you live near a river, it's crucial to have a flood plan and keep an eye on water levels. Last but not least, we have coastal floods. These occur when sea levels rise due to storms or high tides, causing seawater to surge inland. Coastal floods are often accompanied by strong winds and heavy rain, adding to their destructive power. Living near the coast means keeping a weather-savvy eye on storm warnings and high tide alerts. Each of these types of floods poses unique challenges and dangers, but no matter the type of flood, some universal rules apply. Stay informed, have an evacuation plan, and always prioritize safety over possessions. Knowing the type of flood you're dealing with is the first step to effective preparation. Tsunamis, the monster waves, pose a unique threat with little warning time. These waves are born out of sudden disturbances in the sea, often caused by earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, or underwater landslides. Unlike your typical beach waves, tsunamis can travel at jet speeds across the open ocean, only slowing down and growing in height as they approach the shore. Now let's talk about warning signs. The earth doesn't stay silent before a tsunami. If you're near the coast and you feel the ground shake, that's your first warning. An earthquake could be the precursor to a tsunami. Another warning sign? Rapid and unusual sea level withdrawal. Think of it like the ocean taking a massive step back before it lunges forward. Yes, it's as ominous as it sounds. So how do you prepare for this oceanic juggernaut? Knowledge is your first line of defense. Know if your area is tsunami prone. Get familiar with your community's warning system and evacuation plans. If you're living or vacationing near the coast, always have a plan to reach higher ground. But what if a tsunami is already happening? First rule, don't wait. If you hear a tsunami warning or notice any warning signs, evacuate immediately. Remember, tsunamis move faster than you can run. It's a race you don't want to risk losing. Head for higher ground or inland, away from the water. After a tsunami, the danger isn't over. Flooded areas can hide many hazards like sharp debris, polluted water, or downed power lines. So wait for the all clear from authorities before returning home. And when you do, be cautious. Check your home for structural damage, gas leaks, and electrical issues. Tsunamis are swift and deadly, but with the right knowledge, your chances of survival increase significantly. In the face of a tsunami, being prepared isn't just about survival, it's about resilience, the ability to bounce back and rebuild. So stay informed, stay alert, and most importantly, stay safe. Tsunamis are not the only phenomenon that can cause catastrophic flooding. Water's destructive power is not limited to the natural disasters we've already discussed. Hurricanes, for instance, are known for their devastating wind speeds, but it's their water that often leaves the most lasting damage. Torrential rains and storm surges can lead to extensive flooding, both in coastal areas and well inland. If you live in a hurricane-prone area, you can prepare by having a well-stocked emergency kit, knowing your evacuation routes, and having a plan for your pets. If you're caught in a hurricane, get to higher ground if possible and avoid floodwaters, which can hide dangers like downed power lines or swept-away roadways. After the storm, avoid downed power lines, stay out of floodwaters, and wait for the all-clear from local officials before returning home. But hurricanes aren't the only cause of floods. Another cause can be dam failures. While rare, these events can cause massive flooding, often with little warning. If you live downstream from a dam, know the warning signs of a dam failure, such as unusual sounds, increased water flow, or sudden seepage. Preparation involves knowing your evacuation routes and having a well-stocked emergency kit. If a dam failure occurs, evacuate immediately to higher ground and stay away until authorities declare it safe. Other causes of floods can include heavy snowmelt, landslides, and even man-made structures. Preparation for these situations can be similar to what we've discussed. Know your risks, have a plan, and keep an emergency kit. In all these situations, the aftermath can be just as challenging as the event itself. Dealing with water damage, potential mold growth, and the emotional toll of a disaster are all part of the recovery process. Reach out to local resources for help, and remember, it's okay to ask for support. Whatever the cause of the flood, knowledge and preparedness are your best defenses. The more you know about potential risks and how to respond, the better equipped you'll be to handle whatever comes your way. Where you live can greatly influence your risk of experiencing a flood. Picture this. You're living in a charming little house, nestled between rolling hills, or maybe you're in a bustling city with skyscrapers reaching for the clouds. But what you might not know is that these picturesque settings could be a potential flood zone. So what exactly are flood zones? Well, they're geographical areas defined by the likelihood of flooding. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, classifies these zones into high-risk, moderate-risk, and low-risk categories. It's like having an invisible sign on your lawn saying, hey, floods might happen here. If you're in a high-risk zone, don't panic just yet. There are steps you can take to prepare. Start with an emergency kit. Include essentials like water, non-perishable food, medication, and important documents. And let's not forget about our furry friends. They'll need supplies too. Next, consider flood insurance. Regular homeowners insurance usually doesn't cover flood damage, and trust me, you don't want to find that out the hard way. But how do you figure out your flood risk? Well, FEMA has a nifty tool called the Flood Map Service Center. Just type in your address and voila, you'll see your flood risk. Now, if you're in a low or moderate risk zone, don't shrug this off. Flooding can still occur. Think of it like this. Just because you're not in the front row at a concert doesn't mean you won't hear the music. So, whether you're living in a high-risk or low-risk zone, it's crucial to have a plan. Know your evacuation routes, have a communication strategy with your family, and always listen to local authorities. Remember, floods don't send invites, they just show up, and often when you least expect them. But by understanding your flood zone, you can better prepare for these uninvited guests. Knowing your flood zone can help you plan and prepare effectively. Water disasters can be daunting, but with the right information, you can be prepared. From the different types of floods, like inland, flash, river, and coastal, to the towering waves of tsunamis and the storm surges from hurricanes, we've covered a lot today. It's important to understand the nature of these disasters, their warning signs, and how to respond when they strike. And let's not forget about the significance of flood zones. Knowing your zone can greatly influence your preparation strategy. The key takeaway here is preparation. It's about having a plan, being equipped, and staying informed. It's about understanding that while we cannot control these natural phenomena, we can control how we react to them. So whether it's a dam break or a hurricane, remember that being prepared is your best defense. Share your experiences with water disasters in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on preparedness. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to facing life's challenges. Thanks for watching.